right, what up, bubble farts? This is another episode of Nick's Picks. I think we're on to number 6 already. Time flies. Merry Christmas. This is recording like a couple of days after Christmas and a couple of days before New Year's. Today is the 28th, so we only have a few more days left of 2023. Soon we'll be doing a recap of all the shit show that happened this year. It was it was a hell of a year though. Like I can't complain. We had ups and downs, but mostly ups. That's the good thing about it. So yeah, this episode will be talking about, first of all, we're gonna start with interest rates, then we're gonna go over rental caps, because I had a few clients recently I picked up from advertising platforms that don't know what a rental cap is, which, I mean, again, it's a lot of you who are involved in real estate, I'm pretty sure you do know, but again, not everybody cares about that stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely gonna talk about that, and after that I'm gonna give you a pretty decent open house pick for just before the New Year's that you can go this Saturday, and I'm gonna point out a couple of, I think they're pretty decent investments that you might be able to consider. All right, so let's start with the very first thing today are the interest rates. Currently, they're mid-sixes. They're hovering like just around like 6.55. Like, I mean, in certain cases, if ideal scenario, you can definitely go under 6.5. For investors, of course, like we gonna talk about it almost every day. Almost every episode that we going to shoot is investors. Real estate mortgage rates are going to be 1% higher always. So currently for investor mortgage rate will be about 7.5. Yeah, that's basically it for the rates today. We are going into rental cap. Okay, so what is a rental cap? Basically, I'm going to try to explain it to you the dumbest way possible. I guess that's a good way to say it. So what is a rental cap? A rental cap is, let's imagine you have a building or an HOA. Maybe might not only be a building, it might be a community of townhouses. They're under same HOA. Let's say you have 10 units in a building. We're gonna make it super simple, and the rental cap is 10%. That means that only 10 units of that building can be rented at a time. Meaning that, let's say if you want to purchase a condo in a building with a 10% cap and already the cap has been met, what's going to happen? Like, first of all, you cannot rent this out. You have to live there as an owner occupied. You have to be until actually your turn comes. Like, what that means is that, let's say we purchase in a building with rental cap already been met, meaning that purchase a condo in 123 Main Street. You're going to have to move in there, and you're going to have to live in the unit until one of those currently 10 rented units sells. What that means is that you are going to move a spot on the list, a waiting list that can rent the unit. I don't know if I explained that good, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it makes sense though. So the most common way that associations who have rental caps do the waiting list is, so let's say you purchase in January 2024 and rental cap has been met, and there are 7 people who purchased before you with the rental cap met. That means that you're 8 on the line. So if one of those 10 units they're currently rented vacates and sells, there will be 7 people before you that can rent, like they give them an option to rent their units. Like, that doesn't mean that every person who is before you will rent their unit. Like, your turn might come like in literally 2.5 months, but it might take a couple of years. It might take 2, 3, 4 years. So that's why it's very important for you to make sure that if you buy an association with a rental cap, just make sure that no one can tell you like when your turn is gonna come, right? So if it's a big building, like if you're talking about something like in, like, let's say River North, Streeterville with the rental caps, you can politely ask the association like, what's the timeline? Some of them will tell you, some of them will not. Some of them are just kind of assholes and be like, yeah, I don't know, we don't have that information, because, you know, they don't want to lie to you, they don't want to be liable for it. But there's some buildings, like I believe, what was it? I had a client who purchased in 630 North State, I believe, a studio there for, yeah, it was a studio for a couple $100,000 with parking. He purchased it because he wants to be an investor in future, right? Like, that's like, he wants to live in a studio right now. He's a young kid working in finance, making good money. He wants to pay off the apartment in like 3-4 years and then move on to something bigger and better, but keep the unit. So what happened with him was, we contacted the association. The association basically said, like, listen, yes, you'll be able to, like, you're gonna go on a list because we're currently, the cap is met. Probably 6 to 9 months. That's when you'll be like, that's when it's gonna be your turn. He said, okay, that's fine. Now there is a problem with, like, there is just one slight issue with this type of purchases. If you're not ready to move out and your time comes like after a year of waiting and you decline to rent your apartment or condo, you're going on the back of the list. So just make sure that you know that. Like, that's very important, because for example, if you're planning on buying a new property in 3 months, but like they offer you to rent it right away and you say no, you might have to wait another year or even more. So keep that in mind. All right, that's basically it for this. Like, if you have any questions, you can, always feel free to reach out, like call, text, email, I don't know, smoke signal, but I'm here for you. I'll be able to explain you basically everything in more detail. Okay, we're moving to the next segment right now. Is I'm gonna give you a couple of pretty decent properties that I think that they should be definitely considered purchasing. Like, not even on the lookout. Maybe one of them is considered purchase. The other one is more on the lookout, and I don't know that much about the building, but it looks like a good property based on numbers. So the very first one is a townhome in Hoffman Estates, 2175 Somersworth. It was pretty significant price drop from 250 to 225. It's currently tenant occupied until the end of April. By the time you actually purchase this property, by the time you go on a contract, by the time you close on the property, you have 60 days to move in afterwards. It's probably gonna be like mid-March, beginning of April, if you start the process like right now. So yeah, that's definitely something to consider. You might have to eat the cost of holding the property with a tenant for about a month, which is going to cost you a little bit of money, probably like a few $100. Or maybe you'll be able to buy out the tenants a little bit earlier, or the seller buy out the tenants a little bit earlier. It makes pretty good sense, because like if you're looking on 225, right here it says multiple offer received, but it went back on market pretty quick. So might be a problem with the inspection. They might have found something. I have no idea. But the property looks pretty decent in terms of numbers. So let's go on the payment calculator. So hypothetically, we buy an asking price with just 5% down as a first-time home buyer, 6.5 rate, which is current rate right now. Let's do 60 for insurance. Association fees are only $200, which indicates that they might go up a little bit. You never know. You're also paying a PMI if you only putting 5% down. You're looking at about $1,870. Let's put about $1,800. Like that's going to be your holding cost for this property if you only put 5% down. The current rate in that area for something that looks like this will be probably about the same. It's not in a bad condition. Like, listen, is it super outdated? No, it's not. Does it have his own quirks? Sure. Older cabinets. The appliances looking in good condition. Floors are nice. Countertops are nice. Those floors right here are pretty old. They're pain in the ass to get rid of, but you don't have to. You don't have to get rid of them. You can basically just sand them and restain. They're gonna look pretty nice. Of course, the whole property is gonna need a little bit of TLC. Definitely different paint. I have no idea what's going on right here. It looks like somebody did something that was not supposed to be done. But again, it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm pretty sure you can live with that. There's a decent outdoor space. But of course, that might be a little bit too much TLC for your taste. The price is good though. Like, if the holding cost for this property with 5% down are about $1,800, and you'll be able to rent that out between $1,800 and $2,000, that's actually really good. Just because, like, if you actually buy it as an investor and you do the same thing with 25% down, of course, that's gonna cost you a lot more money out of pocket originally, but 7.5 interest rate with 60 insurance and about 200, but we take it away this, you're looking to pocket about $400 a month. This is not too bad for investment. Actually, it's not bad at all. That's actually really good. If you purchase, and we're talking about purchasing asking price. I don't know if they already have a backup offers, because I'm assuming that multiple offers received was as soon as they dropped the price to 225. And when the deal fell apart, they probably had some backups, but now everyone's going to be a little bit cautious about it, because, like, why did the contract fell apart? Of course, the agent is going to say that the buyer couldn't secure finance. That's literally every single answer to every single agent who calls that with a deal falling apart. Maybe it's a problem with the tenant. Maybe the tenants were kind of assholes. You don't know. We don't know. Like, I just know that this price actually works for this property. If whatever you're able to get under this price, it's a win. That's a 1.5, almost 1,400 square feet that's a really good deal. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm gonna show it. I'm showing it probably, hopefully it still lasts after New Year's. I have 2 buyers who are looking for something like that, so I'll be showing this first week of January to a few of my people. So I know that by the time this episode comes, this property is probably gonna be under contract, so my buyers are safe. Okay, next one is this little piece of dirt that I don't know, like, I have no idea what's going on here. I just saw the price. I'm a bit of a stickler for Elmwood Park. I think it's a phenomenal area. 500 square feet. Is it worth 85K? No, it's not. But if you go and, like, because I don't even know if a lender will give you any money for this place. You're probably gonna have to buy cash. Is it worth 85K? No, absolutely not. I mean, like, whoever listed it, like, the photos are like horrible. I mean, for f***'s sakes, like, you could have at least turned, like, I don't know, some lights. Steven, can you see this shit? No? Oh my fucking god. Like, they're blurry. Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, and whatever is out, who gives a shit? I mean, like, at least get, like, I don't know, like, do something with the iPhone, man. Like, they do pretty good cameras. But anyway, yeah, do I think this place is worth like 85K? Absolutely f***ing not. Can you, like, offer them, like, I don't know, 65 cash and pocket, like, probably $200 a month? Sure, you can. You can with this low of a tax and this low of a HOA. Sure, like, that's gonna work out pretty good with a cash offer. Yeah. All right, next one and last thing for today is an open house that I think that it's definitely worth seeing, though. It looks pretty good. Two 1.5 with about like 1,000. What is that? 1,150 square feet, almost. Been on the market for like 9 days. They're doing an open house on December 30th. It looks pretty good. I'm impressed, by the way. Like, I'm of course, they're professional photos. Like, they are going to present everything in a way better way than it is, probably. But I mean, I'm impressed. This place definitely needs a little bit of updates. I mean, you can see that, like, right here, little things like outdated elements in the bathroom. Like, the floors are good condition from what I can see. Some of it is virtual staging, but kind of gives you an idea of, like, what this property potential is. Pretty good, actually. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I definitely recommend for whoever. Oh, you know what? I had a buyer who bought the exact same type of property beginning of this year, January. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit pricier for the area, for sure. I think that in that area, something like this should be trading close to like 210. From what I've been showing lately, this should be worth close to 210. I mean, am I saying, like, going lowball the shit out of it? No, I'm not. But just saying that it's a good property. It looks good. Maybe the photos make it really nice, but yeah, definitely makes sense to go and check it out if you don't have an agent, and if you're thinking, like, especially Saturday right before New Year's, like, nobody's working. If you guys want to go and if you're looking for something like that, they're decent. Taxes are not too bad. HOAs are not too bad at all. I think, yeah, if you don't have anything else to do on Saturday, and if you're thinking about purchasing even for a first-time home buyer or an investor, definitely that's a really good property to go and check out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'm not going to torture you anymore for today. Enjoy the rest of your... I mean, you're probably not going to see it before New Year's. They're not going to see it before New Year's, right? Yeah, no, there's no chance. There's no chance they see it. Like, but yeah, I mean, I definitely wish you a successful 2024 if this comes out basically early next year, and hopefully we can do many more of these updates that yeah. Also sign up for the newsletter that it starts coming out like early next year, probably the very first week of January. We're gonna drop a link in the description in Instagram, right, Steven? In the bio. Okay, wait for the link in the bio, guys. That's basically it. All right.